This is Keelan Sutherland for our SDI FTH 223 Week 2 Assignment 1, and it asked me to select a hammer-fired firearm, semi-automatic platform that's hammer-fired, that I am not familiar with. I have had over 30 years of experience in firearms. There's not very many hammer-fired pistols that I'm not familiar with. However, I did choose SIG 228, and I selected this one because there are still some things I don't know about it, and some things that I want to learn more specifically on. So I did have the schematic for it on page 421, 421, and there are some other pistols that I would like to get my hands on, but it's not economically feasible, and that is the Strike 1 and the new Alien pistol. I can't get one because one's $5,000 and the other one is nobody around me has it. So the 228 it is. It says, describe for your instructor what components or assemblies in the firearm may cause the following failures, and explain and articulate why you feel this way. Well, failure to lock is going to be your barrel lugs. 3 different locations. Here, being under or oversized, and then here, being under or oversized, and here. If this is too long, it won't allow the barrel to seat right. If this is too long, it won't allow it to lock up right as well as if it's too short. Down on the bottom, I've not seen many of these be too jacked up, but if they get broken, it will affect the ability of the pistol to lock up. Additionally, the slide stop here, I've seen these get sheared in some ways or misaligned, and then or this top edge right here breaks and it doesn't latch as well, and you get kind of a false set. Recoil springs, if the rod is snapped, bent, or back here gets peened out too much, they won't settle right into the groove on the lug here on the frame. The wires can get broken. I've seen that happen, and that's kind of a bad day as well, but the weapon will still function, just limitedly. And so the next one is failure to unlock. The barrel is probably one of the biggest ones I've seen with squib loads, and the squib load will lock the whole pistol up, and it's when you get a underpowered load in here in the chamber, you fire it and it goes a little ways, and then you don't realize it, and then you shoot another one and your barrel bulges. That bulge reacts with the frame and some of the internal components and doesn't allow the pistol to unlock, because it'll run into the locking block here, or even on the slide. The bulge will cause different things to happen in there that will make it not work correctly on unlocking. The next one is a catastrophic failure of the slide. That would cause a failure to unlock, because if you get bulges or things like that, the rails will get blown out a little ways, and they won't mate up with this surface, or debris will get caught in those rails from it having a catastrophic failure. Let's see, also a weak ejection spring will cause a failure to unlock. Not so much that, but the guide rod definitely breaking would cause it to have a problem in that regard. Failure to feed your entire magazine, from your feed lips to your follower to your magazine catch to your magazine spring. There's even a little floor plate made of metal that's in here. Those don't generally fail, but these plastic ones do. And so if that little tit there is not aligned in that hole and you go to slam your mag in and you push it forward any, it will cause the magazine to cause the rounds, the base plate will come off and the rounds will dump out the bottom, creating a bad day. The magazine spring, magazine latch here, let's see if I can get it. If it's snapped, there you can see it, or worn down so much that it won't engage the magazine, you'll have a failure to feed there. Let's see, recoil spring, deformation of the slide, recoil spring, feed, ramp, barrel ramp. So the problem a lot of pistols have is this one's dirty right now, but when they are polished, the round travels up the feed ramp a lot better. If you've gotten any debris or a lot of buildup from shooting lead rounds, you'll get a little bit more gunk there, and it'll make it sticky. Also, your ammunition, which is a big one nobody really addresses right now, and that is the if you're using like the lacquer-based ammo or lead-based ammo from reloads, what you'll get is the lead and paraffin wax buildup in the system, and it will not cause the round to chamber correctly. So you got to clean your chamber and your rifling out in the middle of your barrel. And so it says evaluate your understanding for your instructor. Was the assignment superficial or did you dig deep? I have dug deep for many decades on this stuff, in combat, out of combat, and so the information is universal across most pistol platforms. It's not specific to this one or specific to the CZ75 or the 1911. All of these things translate to different firearms. And then we'll go to part 3. Describe for your instructor what you can do to develop an understanding of these concepts. For a deeper understanding of the cycle of operations, I can get more time with each hammer-fired pistol that I've handled and some that I haven't, and then work through their disassembly and their troubleshooting, the orientation of the parts. That helps. Finding out the common failures. Every pistol has something hinky that it does, and if you know what that is, you might be able to move past that. Let's see. Yeah, so with the common failure points of the weapon systems, I think that would probably be the best thing that I or any student can do to address these problems. Real quick, if you're looking at SIGs, on this particular model, the reason why it's different than the new 226s and 229s is here. Okay, this is a piece of sheet metal stamped out, and this block, let me see, what's that one called again? The breech block is pinned in place right here. And part of the reason for that was ease of manufacturing. SIG does not recommend using high-powered ammo like plus P plus or plus P with this because this breech block can crack. Actually, it's more the roll pin can crack, and the breech block can cause all kinds of malfunctions. You get a bunch of different stuff going on in here, but it makes for a lighter weapon than the current 229 or the 228A1, and so this is one of the other failure points of this weapon that can cause failure to feed, failure to fire, failure to lock, unlock. That's your biggest weakness right there, is your breech block. Thank you, sir. If you have more questions about this, please let me know, and I will address them